The Womier M68 HE v2 might just be the best cheap alternative to the Womier M68 HE. Thank you to Womier for sponsoring this video. Starting at a price point of only $69.99, this keyboard packs all of the features that you get on the Womier M68 HE with a very nice design as well, and 4 different color options. You can have it in black topographic, which is what I have today, white topographic, Kanagawa, which is a very nice wave design on the keycaps and on the back as well. And if you already want to plan some Christmas gifts pretty early in advance, but they do have a very cute snowman version of this keyboard as well. This keyboard features snap tap, web-based drivers, some pretty solid Hall effect switches, and some shine through keycaps that are actually not bad. Inside the box you get the keyboard itself with a wire, a switch and keycap puller, and some extra switches. Now unfortunately, just like the Womier M68 HE, this is using a tray mount with a steel plate, which means it is going to be very stiff and the bottom mounts are a bit harsh. But this keyboard is significantly cheaper than the Womier M68 HE, so I think I can give it a little bit of a pass. Another thing I actually think this keyboard does better than Womier is the switches included are extremely good right out of the box. And I think that the plate and the keyboard itself is kind of holding it back from sounding as good as it could. Another thing that I was surprised to see is this keyboard does have south-facing switches, which means the keycap set included is cherry profile. They are also double shot PBT, and if you are curious how do you read the legends, don't worry, it does have side printed PBT that is shine through, so once the RGB is on, you'll be able to read those legends on the side of the keycap much easier. This is only a wired keyboard, but it does support Mac and Windows. It uses USB Type-C. There is hot swap capabilities, but I will say you can only use Hall effect switches for this keyboard. The tolerances of the switches onto the plate were extremely tight, so I would just be very cautious that you don't break the PCB. When it comes to the stabilizers, these are unfortunately using plate mounted stabilizers and they aren't lubed as well as I was hoping for. With a little bit of love and care, they'll probably end up just fine. You just do have to put in more effort for them to sound and feel as good as possible. Now this case is a pretty basic ABS case, nothing crazy about it. To take it apart, it was quite easy. All you have to do is slide a card in beneath and pry open the case like most plastic cases, and I was happy to see that once I took it apart, and I'll circle here all the screw holes so you know where exactly to go, that there is a pretty decently thick foam at the bottom of this keyboard. Now it is not as dense as I would want, so you still do hear a little bit of hollowness. So if you wanted to swap it out for a more premium foam, Thought King does offer a pretty nice one, but for this video I am not going to use it, so you guys can hear how it sounds right out of the box. In terms of gaming performance, this keyboard does have an 8000 Hz polling rate, and it was very nice to use. You know, of course, it is going to be a lot stiffer than something like a Womier M68 HE or anything that is gasket mounted, but the Hall effect performance is definitely noticeable in rhythm games especially, and I always say this, but Hall effect keyboards aren't magically going to make you a better gamer, they just help if you're already good at the game that you're playing. So with that being said, the gaming performance is great, the sound department is okay as you heard in the sound test, but I think it could be much better because the switches are being held back by the plate material, and just the keyboard itself. So I think if they were ever going to make a more premium version of this keyboard, the switches can stay the same. All they really have to do is swap out the case material for something more premium and make it gasket mounted with a nicer plate and better stabilizers, and you would have a very solid contender for those who are wanting something a little bit more premium than what they currently are offering on the M68. With that being said, I still think this keyboard is an amazing deal and definitely worth checking out if you're in the market for a Hall effect keyboard, and I'll be leaving it in the description below for you to check out. Let me know what you guys thought about the Womier M68 HE version 2 in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.